Welcome to Wisdom Sessions. I'm Zoe, and today we're exploring a topic that touches the very essence of what it means to be alive at any age. We have three powerful questions from our audience about love, aging, and the courage to live fully. With us, as always, is the Master, whose insights cut through society's conditioning to reveal profound truths about human existence. Master, thank you for being here.
Thank you, Zoe. Love is always a beautiful topic to explore, especially when society tries to tell us when we're allowed to feel it.
Our first question comes from Linda in Seattle. She writes, Master, my 76-year-old mother, widowed for 15 years, has fallen in love with an 80-year-old man from her exercise club. She wants to marry him. My siblings and I are devastated. We feel she's being foolish, that she's too old for this, and we fear she'll be exploited. We've told her no, but now she's heartbroken and won't eat. We love her, but how can we accept this? Are we wrong to protect her? Master?
Linda, listen to what you just said. Your mother is heartbroken and won't eat because you won't let her love. You are so busy protecting her from a possibility of pain that you are creating actual pain right now, in this moment. This is one of the greatest ironies of human relationships. Let me tell you something fundamental about love. Love has nothing to do with age, nothing whatsoever. The body ages, yes, the skin wrinkles, the bones become fragile, the hair turns white. But the heart, the capacity to feel, to tremble with life, to want to connect with another human being, this never ages, never. You see, society has created this beautiful prison for old people. We tell them, you have done your duty. You raised your children, you worked your whole life. Now sit quietly in the corner, practice your exercises, recite your prayers, and wait for death. Don't disturb anyone, don't want anything, don't feel anything. Just exist until you stop existing. But your mother is saying something revolutionary. She is saying, I am still alive. I still want to hold someone's hand. I still want someone to see me, not as a duty to be fulfilled, but as a woman, as a person, as a living being. She is not asking for your permission to breathe, she is asking for your blessing to live. Now you mention exploitation. This fear is real, I understand, but ask yourself honestly, are you more afraid of her being exploited by this man, or are you afraid of what the neighbors will say? Are you afraid of losing face? Because if your real concern is exploitation, then be intelligent about it. Meet this man. Look into his eyes, talk to him, investigate. If you see kindness there, if you see respect, what is the problem? Here's what's really happening. Your mother has lived her entire life for others, for her husband, for her children, for duty, for family honor, for society's expectations. She cooked, she cleaned, she sacrificed, she served. Half her life, more than half, gone in service to others. And now in the evening of her life, when the shadows grow long, she wants just a few years, maybe just a few months, to live for herself, to feel alive again. What does this man give her? You think it's about sex? At 76 and 80? No, it's about companionship. It's about having someone who listens when she speaks, someone who shares a meal with her, someone who laughs at her jokes, someone whose breathing she can hear in the silence. These small things, Linda, these are not small, these are everything. When you tell your mother she cannot love, you are not protecting her. You are killing her. You are saying, your body may continue, but your heart must die now. We need you to be a grandmother, not a woman. We need you to be respectable, not happy. But I ask you, what is the point of a long life if the heart stops beating long before the body does? And this fear of gossip, let me address it directly. Society will always talk. When your mother was young and poor, they talked. When she struggled, they talked. Now when she wants to love, they will talk. If you live your life according to what people say, you will die under the weight of their words. People who gossip are people who are not living their own lives fully, so they feed on others' lives like parasites. Here's what I suggest to you. If you truly love your mother, give her your blessing. Tell her, Mother, we were afraid, but we understand now. Live fully. Love fully. These remaining years are yours. And yes, investigate this man, be intelligent, but don't forbid from fear. Because a few years of love, of real companionship, of feeling alive, this is worth more than decades of safe, respectable loneliness. And if this man turns out to be unworthy, don't rush to say I told you so. Let your mother learn through her own experience. People rarely awaken through advice. They awaken through living. When you forbid, she rebels. When you allow, she sees clearly. Trust her. She has lived 76 years. She has earned the right to make her own choices, even her own mistakes.
Master, that's so profound. The idea that we might be killing someone with our protection, with our good intentions. It's hard to hear, but necessary. Our second question comes from David in Austin. He asks, Master, I understand the heart doesn't age, but isn't there something undignified about elderly people pursuing romance? Society teaches us that old age should be about wisdom and restraint, not passion. Shouldn't we accept our stage in life? What do you say to this?
David, this question reveals the poison that society has put into your mind. Listen to your words carefully. Undignified. Restraint. Accept your stage. These are not your words. These are the words of a dead society that fears life, that fears love, that wants everyone safely controlled and predictable. Let me tell you about dignity. Real dignity has nothing to do with appearing proper or following rules about what is appropriate at what age. Real dignity comes from living authentically, from being true to what you feel, from having the courage to be yourself, even when the whole world says you should be someone else. You say old age should be about wisdom. But what is wisdom? Is wisdom the ability to sit silently and suppress everything you feel? Is wisdom dying inside while maintaining a respectable exterior? No. Wisdom is understanding that life is precious, that every moment matters, that love is rare and should be celebrated whenever and wherever it appears. Society tells us this story, this great lie. Be passionate when you're young, then settle down, then become responsible, then become respectable, then become invisible. As if life is a diminishing thing, as if with each passing year you should feel less, want less, be less. This is not wisdom. This is slow suicide. I will tell you something that society doesn't want you to know. An 80-year-old person who can still feel their heart skip a beat, who can still feel excitement at seeing someone's face, who can still feel the tremor of connection. This person is more alive than a 25-year-old who is already dead inside, already cynical, already closed. And this word restraint, why restraint? Why should an old person restrain their feelings? Because it makes others comfortable, because it fits into neat social categories. But when you restrain life, when you hold back what wants to flow, you create sickness. You create bitterness. You create people who are physically alive but spiritually dead. Here's what's really undignified, David. What's undignified is a society that uses people for their labor, their service, their sacrifice, and then throws them away like broken furniture when they're old. We put them in homes, we visit them twice a year, we wait for them to die quietly without causing trouble. That is undignified. What's dignified is a human being at any age who says, I am still here. I still feel. I still want to connect. I still want to love and be loved. This is not shameful. This is the ultimate dignity. The dignity of honoring life itself, of honoring the heart that still beats, the spirit that still yearns. And this idea of accepting your stage in life, let me be very clear. If by acceptance you mean understanding the natural changes of the body, yes. But if by acceptance you mean giving up on feeling, on loving, on living fully, then no, 1,000 times no. True acceptance is accepting that you are alive, and wherever there is life, there is the potential for love, for joy, for connection. I have seen young people who are already old, already bitter, already closed, and I have seen old people who are still young, still open, still curious, still capable of wonder. Age is not about years. Age is about aliveness. And love, my friend, love keeps you young. It doesn't matter if your body is 80. If your heart can still love, you are young. So when an 80-year-old wants to love, this is not undignified. This is the last flowering, the final miracle of a life lived consciously. Like a tree that blooms in autumn, unexpected and beautiful. This should be celebrated, not condemned.
Beautiful. The image of a tree blooming in autumn. That really captures something essential about what you're saying. Our final question today is from Maria in Boston. She writes, Master, I'm 45, and watching my parents age terrifies me. After hearing stories like the 76-year-old mother who wants to remarry, I realize I don't want to just exist when I'm old. But I also fear loneliness, and I fear being a burden to my children if I want things they don't approve of. How do I prepare now for being old without being afraid? How do I ensure I live fully at every age?
Maria, you have asked the most intelligent question of all. You see, how you will be at 80 is being decided right now, at 45. Every day you are creating your future self. If you are learning to live fully now, if you are learning to honor your own heart now, then at 80 you will still know how to live fully. But if you are already living in fear, already suppressing what you feel, already choosing safety over authenticity, then at 80 you will be an expert at being dead while alive. You will have practiced for 35 years. So this question is not really about being old, it's about being alive, right now. Let me tell you the secret of aging without fear. The secret is this: don't postpone living. So many people think, I will live fully later, when I retire, when the children grow up, when I have more money, when. And then later never comes, or later comes and they have forgotten how to live. They have spent so long preparing for life that they missed life itself. You mentioned being a burden to your children if you want things they don't approve of. This is such a revealing fear. You see how early the conditioning starts? You're already worried at 45 about needing your children's approval at 80. But let me ask you, whose life is it? Who is living in your body? Who will die your death, you or your children? Here's what you need to understand. Truly filial children, truly loving children, don't want their parents to live according to their expectations. They want their parents to live authentically, to be happy, to be fulfilled. If your children at your future 80 cannot handle you wanting to live fully, that's their limitation, not your problem. But here's the beautiful part. If you live authentically now, if you teach your children by example that a person should honor their heart, should live fully, should not betray themselves for others' approval, then your children will learn this. They will grow up understanding that life is for living, not for maintaining appearances. So you ask how to prepare. First, practice living fully now. Don't wait. If there's something you want to do, do it. If there's something you want to feel, feel it. If there's a risk worth taking, take it. Because you are creating patterns now that will last your whole life. Second, practice being alone without being lonely. Learn to enjoy your own company. Develop interests, passions, curiosities that are yours alone. Because loneliness comes not from being alone, but from being disconnected from yourself. If you are connected to yourself, you will never be lonely, even if you're alone. Third, practice courage now. Every time you choose authenticity over approval, every time you honor your feelings over others' expectations, every time you live your truth despite fear, you are building courage. And courage is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it becomes. Fourth, let go of this idea of being a burden. This is poison that society puts in old people's minds. You are not a burden for wanting to live. You are not a burden for having feelings. You are not a burden for needing connection. These are basic human needs at any age. The real burden is the guilt and shame society loads onto people for being human. And finally, understand this deeply. Love has no age. Joy has no age. Aliveness has no age. The body ages, yes, but consciousness, awareness, the capacity to feel, to love, to be present, this never ages. If anything, it can become deeper, richer with time. So Maria, don't fear being old, fear being unlived, fear reaching 80 and realizing you never dared to be yourself, fear dying with your song still inside you. That is the real tragedy, not aging. Aging is natural, but living 80 years without really living even one day, that is the tragedy. Start now, live now, love now, take risks now, be authentic now. And then at 80, you won't be asking permission to live. You will simply be continuing what you have always done, living fully, loving fully, being fully yourself. And if someone, even your children, cannot accept this, that's their journey, not yours.
Master, that's incredibly powerful. Living fully now so we know how to live fully later. It makes so much sense when you put it that way. Master, before we close, is there one final thought you'd like to leave with everyone listening today?
Yes, to everyone listening, young or old, your heart doesn't know mathematics. It doesn't count your years. When it wants to love, let it love. When it wants to feel, let it feel. When it wants to connect, let it connect. Because dignity is not in dying respectably. Dignity is in living courageously. And the greatest courage is to remain alive, truly alive, until your very last breath. The tragedy is not that an 80-year-old wants to love. The tragedy is that we live in a world that tries to stop them. Be the kind of person, be the kind of child, be the kind of friend who celebrates love wherever it appears. Because love is always a miracle, whether it comes at 18 or 80.
Thank you, Master. That's such a beautiful way to close our session today. To everyone watching, if this conversation touched something in you, please subscribe to our channel, hit the notification bell so you don't miss future sessions, and share this with someone who needs to hear it. Leave a comment about your own experiences or questions. We read them all. Remember, life is not a waiting room. It's the main event, and it's happening right now. Thank you for joining us on Wisdom Sessions. Until next time, stay curious, stay open, and above all, stay alive.